Summer of 2001, my last summer going into my senior year of college. I'm an intern at GSD&M in Austin, Texas, an advertising agency. How many of you are in the advertising agency world here? You guys can empathize with me on this. Okay, so summer 2001 in Austin, Texas, interning at GSD&M. I'm going down to Austin to learn the world of media and advertising. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to learn so much. 2 weeks into my internship, I discover that I am the world's best ping pong player. I am a soap carving champion. We just won Dial, and they delivered a crate of soap. I had to make awesome soap carvings. And I know what every account planner and strategist's dream vacation is and their favorite band. So as you can imagine, a couple weeks into this internship, I'm like, what am I doing? Am I learning anything? Not really. And I'm driving home one day to my apartment in North Austin. I decided, I'm getting older. I need to do a commute. Let's do a commute. So I'm driving up North Austin, and these things are going in my head. I go, my last name is Diaz. I don't really speak Spanish very well. This is my last summer of my college years, and my internship sucks. What am I going to do? And then I get these flashbacks, and in these times of uncertainty, your brain just starts going and things just start happening. I'm flashing back to my dad handing me the phone with my grandma who lives in Spain. My dad's from Spain. And he's like, talk to Yaya, talk to Yaya. I go, I don't know how to, hola Yaya, te quiero mucho Yaya. Besos Yaya, adios Yaya. So I'm like, this sucks. All right, I got to do something about this. So I'm driving, and I'm passing UT Austin. I'm like, I'm just going to get off. I got to find the exit. And I end up in the parking lot of STA Travel. And I'm sitting there, and I walk in, and these, brochures on the walls, and I go talk to the agent. And she's like, how can I help you? And I go, well, I want to go to Spain. I want to stay with a family that is not mine, because they would all chastise me for not being able to speak Espanol. And I want to be enroll in an immersion course in Spanish. Now, to kind of give you a little context about why this was such a significant decision in my life. So ever since I can remember, I grew up with this crazy psoriasis-like skin condition. It sucked, rashes everywhere. Kids were making fun of me. It wasn't easy, the whole deal. And, I went through my years like that. Doctors like, oh, it'll go away. Others like, no, you're fucked. This is going to happen for the rest of your life. Who knows what's going on? Can I say that on this? I did. Too late. And so, college, I go to college. My doctor at Duke, he's like, he goes, we're going to take care of this. We're going to figure this out. Starts throwing me in the light box and giving me phototherapy treatments, and it starts working. But it makes me dependent. I'm like, I can't leave the farm. I got to kind of stay here, And so, all my friends are going to study abroad programs and doing all that thing. And, I kind of stayed at the ranch. And, it's not something that I ever regretted, but it definitely left a hole for me. So let's go back to that parking lot at STA Travel. I just went in, I threw down a credit card, and it was my parents, but whatever. And it still was a big deal. And, I'm like, what did I just do? Am I going to be okay? Is my skin going to be all right? What if I get stuck? What happens if I break out? All this stuff. But needless to say, 7 days later, I'm on a plane. I'm in Barcelona. I'm immersed in language. I'm staying with a family that isn't mine. And then it happened a week into my trip. It went away. The psoriasis just completely disappeared. And I don't know how it happened, but that dry, crackly, kind of rashy feeling turned into just melted away, and I felt free for really kind of the first time in my life. And I'm like, oh my God. Which really kind of brings me back to this piece of art, this beautiful 12-inch by 12-inch oil on paper. This is a replica that Sade did, which is amazing, by the way, but it's not the real thing. Hangs on the wall in my bedroom. This thing here. And so it's March 2008. I'm in Chelsea, New York at the Mary Ryan Gallery. I'm with my business partner, Greg Sullivan, who was buying art for his house in San Francisco. And he was looking at some fancy stuff, and there was this on the wall. And it just kind of talked to me. I was looking at it, and it's 15 months before the launch of our company. And I'm looking at it, and it's just speaking to me, these red, fiery sky, the rocks are crying, you've got this little girl there with her wings and her teddy bear and her parents and the wind blowing, and I'm like, that's kind of me. I'm in uncharted waters right now. I'm about to take the biggest leap of my entire life on this company into an industry that I had never had any experience before, just something that I believed. And I said, that's me. I got to have this thing. And so I talked to the lady, this woman, Jordan was her name, and I said, what's the story behind this? And she goes, well, it was in a magazine in 1990, this In Health magazine. I don't really know the story about it, but Peter Cease, who's the artist, created it for this magazine. I said, well, whatever, I'm going to have it. And so I buy the piece 15 months before our launch. And so 6 months later, 9 months before we launch, Greg and I are in Napa. We're interviewing art directors. This is the person that's going to bring what we do to life, that visually is going to tell the story of what we feel and what we believe in this kind of spirit of travel. And so we're sitting in Jane Palachek's house in St. Helena, California, and I brought all my magazines and I brought my computer. This is what we like. This is what we don't like. This photo sucks. This is cool. This is what we feel. This is what we don't feel. And at the end of our interview, I'm closing down my computer, and on my wallpaper is this. And she looks at me and she goes, now that is an image I recognize. And I go, what do you mean? I go, Jane, this is like I bought this 6 months ago. This is a one-of-a-kind thing. Like, how do you know it? And she goes, well, she commissioned it. Wow. And I was like, huh? And she's like, yeah, I was working at In Health magazine. It was 1990. There was a story that was running in the magazine, and I needed a piece of art for it. So I thought, why not call up Peter Cease and have him create this for me? So I'm like, walk out of the front door of her house. I look at Greg. I say, I don't know about you, but this woman is going to be our art director. Well, you know how that turns out. She is. So Jane was our art director until this summer. So for the first 4 years of AFAR's launch, Jane Palachek launched this. And so I guess to just wrap up, what I'm basically saying is, my time's up. What I'm basically saying is, every day we leap into the unknown. We leap into the sea of uncertainty, of challenges, and of opportunities. And it's scary. And it really depends on how we do that. That really kind of is the determinant of our success. And I just got to say, face that. Believe in it. Embrace it. Because we've got our wings. We've got our wind. Some of us have our teddy bears. And you just need to make that jump, and good things will happen. So that's my story. Thank you very much.